So we'll be posting the recording URL after the session. So we are doing this session jointly with International Association of Microsoft Channel and Partners, and which is also called as IAMCP. So we do have plan to work very closely with the IAMCP, and in future we'll be delivering a series of compelling sessions together on different Microsoft technologies, maybe on Windows Server 2012 and private cloud. And we do look forward to this very exciting partnership with IAMCP. Now with this, let me hand over the floor to my colleague Ashokan. He'll introduce himself and then he'll just, take the presentation forward.
Yep, thank you, Deepak, for the introduction. So let's get started. So here is our details. So Deepak has been with Microsoft for 5 years, and he specializes in data center and virtualization technologies. And I am Ashokan Achari. I've been with Microsoft since 2003, and I specialize on the Windows Server, client, and the MDOP technologies. And both of us also evangelize in technical forums, and we keep ourselves updated to the latest technology, and we are charged for this presentation. So let's get started. The agenda for today is first, why a new operating system, right? Before that, we need to understand the growing needs of today's small business, right? And we also need to understand, using those needs, how did we build the Windows 8 pillars, right? What was the reason, on what basis did we build Windows 8 on? Next, we will also be covering up what's new and enhanced in Windows 8 as compared to the legacy operating system. We'll also be looking at security and recovery, which is a paramount importance in an IT infrastructure, or even for you when you have a personal PC. We'll also be looking at upgrade and migration scenarios. How do I upgrade? What are those scenarios, and what are the tools that will help me migrate? Next, we have a new feature known as Windows to Go, which is a part of the enterprise queue. And then we'll look about how the operating system is better integrated with SkyDrive. And then we'll be looking at what are the added benefits that you get when you move from Windows 8 Professional to Windows 8 Enterprise. We'll also touch base on group policy and app locker improvements on the client side of Windows 8. And of course, we'll also look at the cool areas of rich multimedia and some of the few enhancements on Windows 8. So this is just to set the stage. Before I start off again, I'll be covering right from basics to advanced, so that this makes sure that everybody is aware of the technology. I know that few of you are very versed or have used the consumer preview and the release preview, but we will go over each of those features to get everybody on the same page. Right. Now let's see what is the growing needs, right, of today's small business. Now you as a person and your business are facing a tremendous set of challenges in today's economic environment. Many of these challenges are unique to your own business, but there are some challenges all business must face, right? One such challenge is how to deal with ever-increasing and evolving demands placed on business today, unlike if you see a few years back. Now, in order to meet these demands, you must constantly find new ways to operate, cut costs from a finance perspective, and communicate, all in an effort to sharpen your competitive edge. Now, what we have done is we have worked with our strategic partners as well as business owners like you, right? We have been able to identify and define the current demands put on business and their owners. And to help understand the state of business today, we conducted research studies, held focus groups, and identified patterns surfacing from direct conversations with small business owners and decision makers like you. You may find the conclusion interesting and also familiar. These top 8 of the small business represent the collective challenges and demands small business face today, right? Need to overcome in order to be more successful in today's highly competitive business environment. So what we have done is we have, broken up into these 4 areas, rather 8 areas. One is, it's about, it's not about working harder, as it's already a struggle trying to find a balance between work and life, especially those enterprise admins in the data center, right? They only have a work. Then how do you get a work-life balance out of it, right? Same thing when you reach, you have a same laptop and you go home and you won't want to have that sort of a, balance between your work and life and use the same PC. You don't want to use one PC for laptop and one PC for work. And you need to find a smarter way to maximize technologies that you already own and rely on. Next, you need to stay connected, right? Even when you're working remotely, right? The question of maintaining control of information process is another area that you want to take care of, right? And you also make sure that, with every changes, you get improved security, right? And also, if you see from a competitive perspective, you increase productivity across the board, giving you that competitive advantage when you are in the latest technology. But this additional technology could mean additional complications when it comes to managing it all. So your business will have to find easier technology management solutions. It can't afford to go down with complicated systems that provides, inadequate results. You want to make sure every component of Windows is easier to manage, but at the end of the day, it just comes to that, right? Finding and implementing technology that just works. Because if it doesn't work, it can't help you and your business be successful. So these are the pillars that we heard from our customers, and that's how we built Windows 8 on that. Now, we thought that what if there was a simpler, faster, and a better way to do it, right? And then we thought about Windows operating system. Now, how do we make an operating system even more better, right? We had Windows 7. That was a great operating system, right? We are right now introducing Windows 8 Pro, right? Which delivers a new level of integration, security, and productivity, all without sacrificing performance or choice. So Windows 8 Professional is built for business and compatible with life. Now, let's get to understand the 4 pillars that the Windows 8 is built on. Number 1, you heard in the beginning of the slide, Windows Reimagined, or you would have read in websites. It's Windows 8 is Windows Reimagined. What can we do better with Windows 7, and how can we make it better for enterprise, consumers, professionals, and your family members alike, right? So we thought of putting it across these 4 pillars, getting it all done, keep everything connected, at the same time protecting your business and taking control of your own business. Now let's walk through each of these pillars. The first one, Windows Reimagined. It's built on a solid foundation of Windows that's used by 1 billion people across the world. Now that's a good statement, but at the same time, they're also providing feedbacks. What's so great in that operating system that has been out there for almost more than a decade, right? A new start screen with modern user interface where touch is a first-class citizen along with full mouse and keyboard support. So we're getting into touch, and we are not only concentrated on touch, we are also taking care of your mouse and keyboard support. So we have integrated both of that. And since you're already familiar with Windows 7, you also have that Windows 7 desktop there for you. All the apps that you want are there in the App Store. Now let's take the area that we are in, that is India. All the apps are available for you to consume, right? Now, next, the Windows Store on every device with a full commerce platform and flexibility that can be extended. So if you are if you're running an e-commerce business, you can add your apps to the App Store and have that consumed across the world, and you can get revenue out of that. Now, cloud connected to cloud services to sync your settings across PC and devices. Built-in integration of SkyDrive. People connected to social networking, right? Even though that's not an important feature in the business, when you look at the personal space, that's also there. Next, we have wide range of hardware design from chipset up to multiple form factors, tablets, laptops, desktops, all-in-ones. And we also have new development models, so it's easier to build on Windows 8, right? Including the native support for HTML, which you are all those developers are aware of, CSS, JavaScript, C#, XAML, C++, DirectX, so C and C++. That's for old programmers. Even they can also work with Windows 8 as well. Now looking forward, now with Windows 8 you can choose from a wide variety of hardware that unique and innovative as you are. We have been innovative. Let's make our hardware also innovative. One that's built for touch, one that's built for keyboard and mouse, one that's built for both. In all areas, you want light, you want robust systems to do great works, right? Or you just would want to, when you're at home, chill out and look at some news around you. So Windows 8 is devices designed for Windows 8 right from ground up, and we have wide variety of form factors over here. So it's just not one or two form factors, and it solves most of your any work style experience. Now let's look at the first pillar, get it all done. Now if you see about small businesses, now I'll be comparing with Windows 8 with Windows 7 and our legacy operating system, the great and robust Windows XP. Now if you see small business have sacrificed enough, right? Whether it was performance for mobility or security for productivity. Business had to compromise something to get anything done, right? But not anymore. With Windows 8 Pro, you don't have to sacrifice performance, security, or flexibility. You get it all in a single seamless experience, which allows you to choose how to work. Windows 8 Professional combines great features for business with experiences you want, offering new possibilities in mobility, productivity, while still providing the security and management features that you always trusted and wanted. Now you don't have to compromise with Windows 8 Professional because you get the tablet mobility with power, performance, and security of a PC. Because Windows 8 Professional is available on x86 tablets, you get all the power of a PC plus tablet mobility, right? Now, and you can also be rest assured that your work is secured with BitLocker, which was an enterprise feature in Windows 7. We brought it to Windows 8. So these tablets can be managed with strong access control to resources with domain join and group policies. Now, just because you're working with a new Windows Pro doesn't mean your productivity will suffer. You can continue to work efficiently with your familiar Windows 7 applications that you built or the newly built apps available on Windows 8 Professional. Right? So, all in all, it combines the intuitive touch input with traditional mouse and keyboard interactions. So you can type, swipe, or click your way through the day without providing new levels of productivity.
Some people have some.
Okay, I've just got a feedback that you're not able to view the slide. So just taking a poll, quick poll on whether you can view this slide that was just being presented in the past 10 minutes. So I've just started the poll. So please let me know if you're able to view the slides as I've transitioned from first slides to okay. We had 72% of the people say yes. Okay, and that's increasing. So few people are not able to view the slides. This could be due to bandwidth issues because the slides have to get downloaded to your local PC, and that's the result. So you can you can log off and log in to try that, or try from a different network connections, right? Okay, great. I'm getting feedback that audio and video is working fine. So let's come back to the presentation. Right. Now, so we'll just pause here for a minute. Okay. We'll just let's proceed since most of you are able to view the slide. So next is for those of you who have trouble, with the slides, we'll also be sharing the slides with you. We'll also be sharing the recording as this is being recorded, right? So let's go to the next pillar, that is keep everything connected, right? So now your business isn't standing still, right? It's moving, and neither are you, right? But just because you're out of office doesn't mean you can be out of touch. So you want remote connectivity. You have to stay to your office work, right? If you see those data center admins or those executive staffs or anybody, right? So wherever you are, you would want to work and get some important assignments done. Now, whether you're working across town or across country, Windows 8 helps keep it all at your fingertips wherever, whenever you need it. And not only it can access your files, devices, apps, and media, you can also do so with confidence, knowing Windows 8 Pro is there, helping you to protect your information and privacy. Now, you got this great start screen that gives you live information about the mail that's coming in, or any messages that you're getting from your colleagues, or from important updates from your people. Now, this could also be from your personal, front, like your colleagues connect with you, or your office colleagues connect with you. Now, let's take it from a business perspective. The second one, work fast and more secure. So you're able to work from anywhere, right, with a VPN client available on Windows 8 Professional. Now, the native software helps connect more securely to your network from a remote location, allowing you to work from virtually anywhere. But what if work takes you away from internet access? No problem. Just use mobile broadband that's built into Windows 8 with built-in broadband feature. That makes it easier to get connected and stay connected even if the Wi-Fi is not available. Windows 8 is smart even to recognize which of those devices or networks are available. Now, built-in Wi-Fi helps manage which connection to use it, as it automatically switches to Wi-Fi versus or from a mobile brand if they are available, which saves cost and improves bandwidth. Now, it knows even if you have two connections, it determines which is much better. Now, with Windows 8, you can access your files anywhere from any devices, right? We have the SkyDrive integration provided for you. You're able to upload your file and access it across from any devices. Using SkyDrive, you're even able to access those devices remotely, right? We'll see a few of those in our demo. So what if it takes you far off from the map or from the work and you don't have internet or mobile coverage? Offline files let you work offline and then automatically synchronize those changes between your PC and your laptop that you have with you and your PC at work and network later when you come online. So you got this offline access which helps you sync data. Next, protect your business. How am I going to protect my business? Because we thought, let's make Windows 8 even more better, right? With Windows 7, only those enterprise consumers enjoyed those features such as BitLocker, right? Even when the data or device is lost. Now with the Windows 8 Professional, we're building a lot of capabilities. The first one is Trusted Boot. Now, Trusted Boot is your first line of defense, helping you keep your device safe, trouble-free by running several self-healing processes at startup. This helps your device to be more secure every time it starts up. Not only that, let's say you do a cold boot of Windows 8 or you reboot Windows 8, right? Even during the boot process, we're also scanning for any viruses even during the boot process. So that means to say that you have an app for scanning your files. What about your boot? you have made sure that Trusted Boot enables you with that. BitLocker. BitLocker encrypts your hardware, hard disk, and your data drive, right? And it also, we have taken a second step forward and included BitLocker to go in Windows 7 Professional, so that you're also able to encrypt your pen drives, thumb drives, as you would call it, and feel secure about your company information. Let me give you a case study that happened in the globe, right? Bank consultant had all the a lot of users have, when you say that a bank consultant, he's got critical information about the bank details. He goes to a hotel, he loses his pen drive, and the next day it was being sold, the account information about that bank of the users were being sold on eBay. Like, it can be that critical that you need to protect your devices, such as your thumb drive, with BitLocker to go, right? And we're making every step to make sure that everything is secure right from Internet Explorer, and you've got the built-in Defender, right? Now, when you purchase and install Windows 8 for the first time, Windows Defender kicks in and scans for any viruses, malwares, right? Now, why did we include this? Now, usually when you purchase a PC, you do not have any antiviruses or anything to scan your PC, right? Just till the time you purchase your antivirus software, we have a built-in Defender to help you with that. And just to talk about BitLocker enhancements in Windows 8, we made sure that even before the operating system is installed, Windows 8 has BitLocker your system drive. Now, that means administrators can now enable BitLocker prior to operating system deployment from the Windows pre-installation environment. Now, this is done with randomly generated clear protector applied to the formatted volume, encrypting the volume prior to running Windows 8 setup process. Now, if the encryption uses a use disk space only option, this takes only few seconds, and so incorporates well into your regular deployment process. So as the operating system is being laid down, you got a secure operating system once the full operating system installation is complete. Right. Now, apart from all these, Windows Defender helps you secure your devices, apps, and information from malwares like viruses, spywares, and trojans. And the Windows Smart Screen Filter that's built into Internet Explorer helps protection against socially engineered attacks such as phishing sites and malware downloads. Take control. This is the fourth pillar. Right? Now, we want you to be in control of it. Now, with technology comes a huge responsibility and managing it all. Now, with Windows 8, we specifically designed to help you do just that. Managing your company technology needs or has never been simpler before, right? Like, you can orchestrate user settings, updates, security options on all your devices. With a wide range offering of IT management tools, Windows 8 takes some of the pain out of the managing hardware, software, and personnel. Now, Windows 8 comes with management features such as Domain Join, which joins Windows 8 professional devices to your business network domain to better secure and manage your users and their devices. You can use group policy, new set of group policy built in Windows 8, not only for your, desktop app mode, I would say, or you have the modern UI apps. We have also provided, few of the robust capabilities with the App Locker, which I'll be covering later, to help you secure that also. Now, Windows 8 Professional is so reliable, efficient, and powerful. Simply, it uses the same proven platform of Windows 7. The truly amazing part in Windows 8 is it's faster, it's simpler, and it's better. we made sure right from the boot, we made sure it's faster. You got an 8-second boot on those great hardware devices, right? And we have made sure that your operating system, even if you go look at your task manager, for example, doesn't consume much of a memory, right? We have optimized, for example, if you don't type on Notepad and you just minimized and kept it, we don't take up your CPU utilization, for example, right? And all in all, it's a good upgrade as well. Windows 8 Professional is still fully compatible with majority of existing application and device drivers that works on Windows 7. So apart from this, we also have another offering known as Windows Intune. Offerings such as those, right? We can control your environment. Let's say you have a small office and with few users, right? And using that, and you don't want an Active Directory in your environment. Now Windows Intune coupled can control those environment and deploy patches and applications. And this also holds good for the new member of the family, Windows RT. Now these are the additions and features which most of you are aware of, right? Now this is a specific slide I put for Windows RT. So it has got support for Adobe, HTML5, and comes with pre-installed with Microsoft Office, Home and Student. So you get Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote by default. It supports multiple user accounts. It gives you that great flexibility of adding devices like USB ports, right? You can even add a memory card to enhance the data storage spaces. And you're able to add 2 apps side by side. And you're able to, using the charms, you're able to share from within an app as well. Now, this is the comparison of the feature additions. Now, if you see the comparison, BitLocker and BitLocker 2 Go. With Windows 8 Professional, it's included. Boot from hard disk. Client Hyper-V, one of the most requested feature, right? If you see, we had virtual PC that supported only x86 operating system. Now, with a Client Hyper-V, we got great. You can, if you see those hobbies or people who are very technically savvy and want to learn technology, they have a laptop that supports, hypervisor, right? So capable hardware. So in that case, you can even go and test out, or even for those developers. Now you don't have to give separate machines. They can use virtualization as a part of Windows 8 Professional. Okay, next we have App Locker, Branch Cache, Direct Access, and sideloading of your modern application for those enterprises, virtualization through remote FX, all as a feature of Windows Enterprise. And we have a new feature, Windows to Go, which I'll be covering in a minute. Now, one of the main things that you want to see, you want to personalize your Windows. Yep, you need to activate your software. And if you want to, make one of your Windows 8 device as a KMS host, you can also do that, right? And if you see here, the hardware requirements are not much in seeing traditional, current environment. It's just 1 GHz processor, 1 GB RAM for 32-bit, 2 GB RAM for 64-bit, and you have a WAM tool or a Mac or a KMS licensing option. Next, we have built in PowerShell 3.0 into Windows. Why is this important? You want to do some repetitive tasks, right? We have given a lot of commandlets for you to execute, right? Next, PowerShell Web Access. You not only have a GUI for that, application for that, we also have a web access way of doing it. So this, all in all, it's you can even accomplish your usual task much easier and much better, right? You can schedule your jobs that you'd want to do later on, right? You can even map network drives as, like, if you've seen those map network drives, but you would want to do in a way that is custom to you. You can use PowerShell scripts for that. We have made sure that the PowerShell is more simplified with syntaxes from where object and for each object, right? We also have an enhanced online help for you to, take control. And let's say you want to take control of remote PCs and run PowerShell there. We have Windows PowerShell remoting on public networks as well, right? Next, client Hyper-V. This we have discussed. And as you're told, it's a replacement for Hyper-V. It's compatible with Windows Server. Yes, we have the new VHDX format. And one of the things that is differentiates from the server operating system is that because it's a laptop, the laptop has got a functionality to sleep and hibernate. So let's say all your virtual machines are running in a client Hyper-V environment, right? That I'll be showing you in the demo. You're able to sleep, you're just able to close the lid and all your virtual machines goes to sleep. We have a wide variety of scenarios covering that as well. So we also included wireless networking, which most of the laptops has got, right? Now if you want to allow such sort of a feature, we have taken care of that as well. But if you see the server side feature, that does not have a wireless networking earlier. Now we have got it built into Windows 8 Client Hyper-V. So just to show you an example, I put a screenshot, and on the screenshot you can see I have a wireless network connection enabled for the Client Hyper-V. So these are the features. On the left is the features of the server, server Hyper-V, and the right side we have the Client Hyper-V. So the most important things that we heard from customers and partners is that they would want to sleep and hibernate for host and virtual machines, and the inclusion of wireless network adapters. Because when you're at office, you would want to roam around free, and you would want to have your virtual machines running. You don't want to be connected to a wired network. So we have provided the access, capability of wireless network access. Now, talking about, Windows 8, how am I going to deploy, right? Now, we have wide variety of enterprise tools. Now, we have WDS to do an installation, or you can use Microsoft Deployment Toolkit from Solution Accelerator, which are free tools that help you deploy Windows 8 in your enterprise quickly and as quickly as possible. So that means you don't have to wait around a lot of time applying images. You can also do in-place upgrade. In-place upgrade is supported from Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7 to Windows 8 Pro. Now just to let you know that in-place upgrade on Windows XP does not preserve your files and does not preserve your applications, but yes, it preserves your files and settings. Whereas if you upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows Pro, it preserves most of the settings, users settings and migrations. We also have a, inclusion of USMT, which runs seamlessly in the background on Windows 8. Yes, this is one area that we have discussed earlier. We just talked about quickly, and let's understand how Windows to Go helps you. Right? So Windows to Go is, now when you talk about Windows, right, it's all about laptops, servers, desktops, all in ones. Now what about if you give a cool new way of having your operating system just boot from the thumb drive, and you should be able to connect to any PC and access it. With Windows to Go, your IT can control that, right? IT obtains a new deployment model for corporate environment to users, right? I'll give you an example, quick example. I have a laptop, right? And when I go home, I don't want to carry this laptop. It's raining outside. I want to keep it secure and safe. Let's say I travel in a bike. I keep it in the office. I have Windows to Go. I go home, and it's running my legacy operating system. No problem. I push in Windows to Go into my system, and I've got all my apps running in that. So let's take a look how it works. Now there's another scenario where you can use Windows 8. I mean, Windows to Go. Windows to Go, it's an enterprise feature, right? Now what happens is that, now if you boot from the internal hard drive, this is how it comes. You're using application virtualizations to stream your application to your desktop PCs. Now with Windows to Go connected on any device, the folder with the inclusion of folder redirection technologies, all your apps follow you wherever you go. So you just have an operating system with you, and all your data is secured on the cloud or on your file server. Right? You also can boot from an external hard drive. Now these are not those thumb drives, but yes, these are those external hard drives, and those are 1 terabytes in size. Yes, you can still boot from that. There are a number of devices that support that. When we go to the enterprise features, we'll discuss more of that in detail over there. Now, SkyDrive integration. Why is this important? Why was this important? This is good when you want to share apps across your buddies or friends, right? Not only from a workspace. From a workspace, we have included SkyDrive Pro with Office 2013. Now let's take it from a personal perspective. You want to be able to access and share document anywhere. Now the presentation that I'm doing, I worked maybe 2-3 days back at home during my weekends maybe, or during after office hours, and I saved the document on the SkyDrive. When I come to the office, right, I access my Windows 8, and since it has got built-in SkyDrive, I'm able to download that app and consume it. Or for your desktop PCs, no problem. When you go to your desktop environment, we have SkyDrive app for Windows 8 as well. Now, in a demo, I'll show you all these features. We have tight integration, and you're able to access remote PCs as well. Next, how do we compare amongst competition? Now, with Windows, with SkyDrive, that's there for you. Once you have a Microsoft account or a Windows Live account, you get 7 GB of free storage spaces. And if you see here, you're able to view and edit online for free. Not only that, we have included Office web app into the SkyDrive. Now, how does that help me? Now, let's say that I have a scenario. In my office, I have Microsoft Office 2013 or 2010 loaded. When I go home, I don't have 2013, but I would want to edit those documents which I have carefully planned for this presentation. What do? I access my SkyDrive. And within my SkyDrive, I am able to view and edit documents using the Office web app, which is a great feature, right? So, that's how SkyDrive allows you to, move from devices to devices, and Windows to Go, even for your personal usage, can make use of this. Now, if you want to have a comparison on this, an updated version is available at the following site. Next, system recovery tools. We have heard from you loud and clear, right? I want to have a new way of recovering my operating system, right? And now, how do I do that? How am I going to recover my operating system? Now, enterprise customers have told that, consumers or enterprise officers told that, these OEMs come out with this cool recovery disk, or I just need to press some key on the keyboard while the system is booting, and I have an option to recover to the factory image format. Now, enterprise wanted this feature. So what we've done with Windows 8 is that we have made it much better with push button reset. Now, with push button reset, it's a great feature of Windows 8. This feature keeps the user productive and recovering the system easily with tools available at your disposal. Now, if you say on Windows 8 editions, Windows RE or recovery environment includes push button reset features that enables your users to repair their PCs quickly while preserving the data and important customization. Now, this can help you satisfy support, reduce the support cost, and abide by the support obligations with faster average resolution times and with fewer resources. Now you can customize the push button reset features by inserting custom scripts for enterprises that can install applications and preserve additional data. Right? This can help you eliminate or lower the deployment cost of every custom recovery solution. Now this you can take in your personal environment as well. Now when you do a refresh of your PC, that fixes software problems by reinstalling the factory image while preserving the user accounts, data, settings, and your Windows Store apps. Now, if the apps are included as a part of your factory image, they also get restored. Now, let's say you want to do some, humanitarian contributions, right? Once a PC is outdated, it's a whole hardware, and you want to give it off. You want to give it off to charity. Now, we have reset your PC feature, which prepares your PC for recycling or transfer of ownership by removing all user data and reinstalling the factory image. It's as simple as that. So all in all, push button features can be run from a hard drive partition with Windows recovery environment or from an external media such as USB flash drives or DVD that includes Windows RE. You can also prepare the PC to enable your user to create their own external recovery media and provide the option to optionally reclaim the hard drive space for their own use. And just in case you were ever to run into a troubleshooting issue, if you added the capability of Windows software assurance in volume licensing, you would get this cool new feature of Microsoft Diagnostics and Recovery tool set as shown on the screen, which helps you to troubleshoot your PC and wake up even a dead PCs, right? So even to that level, let's say your PC is not booting for some reason. Microsoft Dart as a part of MDOP helps you with that. Next, Office 2013, right? Why are we talking in Office 2013 in a Windows 8 session? It's got Office and Windows are always better together. So today, if you want to try out Office 2013, an upgrade is available. If you purchase Office 2010 today, the upgrade to Office 2013 is free of cost. And we have made sure that every of the Office components is optimized for touch and for great experience that you have with Windows 8. I'd appreciate if you do not play on this slide with those tick marks. Thank you. So, till now, we have seen great new features about Windows 8. So, if you have any questions, please post them to the Q&A, and I would be happy to cover those topics. And we'll move into our next topic on how to move from a legacy operating system. So I'll just pause here for a minute. So if you have any questions, please post them to the Q&A. Right. So let's get started. Thank you for the. Right. Now let's talk about how do you propose or how do you move your customers from legacy operating system. Now, if you're still on Windows XP, here are the reasons why your business deserves a better desktop like Windows XP. Yes, I totally agree. It's a robust operating system, which we launched in the year 2002, right? And it's still running great. But all in all, it's a great operating system. But the support ends on April 8, 2014. Right? Now, we also have, and if you see that Windows XP runs on third generation old technology, right? And if you want those cool new devices which supports, virtualization, yes, then it's a time to move on. And with Windows XP, you have high security risks as well, right? Now, yes, Microsoft has been supporting them for quite some time now and will be supporting up in April 8, 2014. What after that? This is a great time for you to plan help your customer to move to Windows 8. And for this, for end user customers, we made sure that, if you go to Microsoft, windows.microsoft.com, you get great discounts to move to Windows 8 as well. Now, why switch from Windows 7 when Windows 7 is a great operating system, right? A better Windows 7 than Windows 7. That's a good statement. But what's so great in it? It's got faster boot times, right? As I said earlier, it boots very fast and provides longer battery life. How did we do this? During our test and research, we made sure that, we had it was taking time to boot. That's because of the old BIOS, right? BIOS was good for old days, right? Now, with Windows 7, you have something known as, if you see those if you go to your BIOS, you have a new set of instructions. Instead of BIOS, you have UEFI, Extensible Firmware, right? Now, when you use that technology, the power on self-test is done much better. And another added advantage is, those hackers out there, they have got a lot of tools to attack your hardware as well, even in your BIOS. Now, with UEFI, you're very secure in your BIOS as well now. Why? You might ask, how is it that possible? Right. Now, if you see that, you'll have to enable vehicle LAN capabilities, remote PC capabilities, where you can even connect to those PCs and, start them up for your deployment. And in that case, you require a better, secure, I would say, BIOS, where every information is stored. Longer battery life. Believe me, with Windows 8, you get a better and longer battery life because your PC is optimized and when your apps are not in use. You get better performance, right? And and it's more secure than any operating system we have built today. We also got Windows 8 is the most secure operating system in the planet today. Faster Wi-Fi reconnection, right? If you switch off your Wi-Fi, switch on your Wi-Fi in Windows 8, it connects even more faster. Your multi-monitor improvements. This also holds good for remote desktop services as well. Now, more powerful, file explorer with Ribbon UI. Now, Windows 8 was, most of you have told that Office 2007, Office 2010 had a great Ribbon experience, right? No more is, earlier if you see those smart IT engineers, they knew how to hide files. Now, since you are a novice user, you do not know that. Now, with Windows 8, it's right in front of you, right? If you go to your Explorer, click View, you're able to show hidden files and turn off hidden files. It's that simple. You're bringing everything that's hidden to your foreground. It's got improved task manager. We're able to tell that, if this app is creating a problem, you got a solution for that, right? Plus other new benefits of Windows 8. Now, Windows 8 is the right edition for small businesses, right? We have seen a lot of features, but here are a couple of them. Remote desktop host, offline files, BitLocker to go, BitLocker encrypting file system, location-aware printing. It's a cool feature that was introduced in Windows 7, which enhanced in Windows 8. Let's say you move from building from one office to other, or just from third floor of one building to another one. Your printers on each floor. Your Windows 8 is smart enough to know which floor you are and print to the nearest printer. Your domain join, group policy, right? And if you want to manage a small environment, you also have Windows Intune offering. And talking about Windows Intune, Intune can manage any of those Windows devices out there. Can even manage Windows RT devices, manage your x86 devices, x64 devices, right? Windows 8 Professional, right? And when you're coupled with volume licensing, you get enhanced capabilities or features, right? I'm getting questions on, Dart, which is a cool new feature that's built into for software assurance customers or adopting Windows 8, moving from Windows 8 to Windows 8 Enterprise. Now, Enterprise has got a lot new cool features. Now, let's cover a few of them. The thing that we discussed earlier was Windows to Go. It's a Windows to Go workspace, a new feature in Windows 8 Enterprise client, enables bootable USB thumb drives or flash drives, as you would call them, that essentially act as an additional mobility option within a corporate Windows environment. Why did we introduce this, right? It provides a convenient way for enterprise manage work environments to run from any PC. Just make sure you have USB boot enabled on the BIOS or in your UEFI, and you're quickly booting into Windows 8, right? Windows to Go can be used on several scenarios. You can even use it as a test bed for software development and testing, serve as a proof of concept for deployment and environment, enable more robust remote work scenarios while ensuring corporate compliance. When you talk about remote work scenarios, I would like to highlight one of the few remote work scenarios. Let's say you're in a mountain. You cannot carry your laptop. So USB to Go, Windows to Go is a cool option where you're able to use your, bootable USB thumb drive and get up and running. In those dark alleys, right? And those, maybe we have heard from clients we have heard from our government customers like military. When they go to a remote place, they cannot carry PCs. Windows to Go is a cool solution for that. And the solution that I have also told in my personal scenario as well. Now, Windows to Go requires few requirements. So let's understand that. It should be USB 3.0 interface on the target device and minimum read-write through capacity. And it should have a minimum size of 16 GB, right? And 32 GB, but 16 GB is recommended with minimal data storage. When you plug in your Windows to Go device, certified device, it will show as fixed media type rather than a removable media type. So that's why we got Windows to Go certification on that. Now, few of those are, DT Ultimate, Super, Talent, Kingston, Data Traveler, Workspace are few of them. One thing to note is that Windows to Go does not support IEEE ISE 1667 hardware encryption. Now, few of the things, let's understand that one of the few of the capabilities include it's very secure, it's easy to use, and it's manageable. Now, few of the things that you need to understand is hibernation is disabled by default on Windows to Go, number one. Number two, internally attached disks are offline by default. So when you go, plug in your Windows to Go device, let's say on your friend's PC and boot from that, your internal hard drive are turned off because your data needs to be secure even on a friend's PC. Yes, the data that's residing in Windows to Go device should be secure. And trusted TPM is not used for security. Yes, you can use BitLocker to have that capability as well. Windows RE is disabled by default. Yep. And another thing is that Windows to Go workspace should always be shut down before roaming from one computer to another computer so that the settings is saved, so that the data is synced across areas, right, across devices. Windows to Go workspace will not only, you can try this. Use a Windows to Go device, play a video, remove your USB thumb drive, the video stops playing. The moment you plug it back, the video continues to play. See, Windows 8 kernel is a great enhancement compared to Windows 7. Thank you for the question, and I'll have this addressed. Now, if you see the performance in Windows 8, we made sure that everything is optimized. It's just not for touch, but let's look at it from a performance point of view, right? It's more robust, it's more secure than Windows 7. It's more, optimized for any hardware. It's more, that's how we are able to boot Windows 8 very quickly. Next, let's look at another cool feature, that is group policy and app locker. We have discussed this. Now, I've seen on the screenshot over here, we have something known as group policy update. Yep, this is a feature of the server operating system, right? So if you right click on any OU in your group policy management console, you'll see a new menu option called group policy update. Now you no longer have to run on each client group policy force, right? That's how you used to do it traditionally. Now we are built into the UI. Next, and what does this do is this creates and schedules two tasks to perform a GPE update in the user and the computer context. Now for this, one thing is that you'll need to configure the client firewall on all workstations being targeted to allow these commands to be created. That's why we're talking this in the Windows 8 sessions. Yes, you'll have to enable your Windows firewall settings to enable this, have this policy refreshed. Right. Now let's talk about App Locker. App Locker is a great feature that was introduced with Windows Server 2008 R2 and Windows 7. Now, what about those cool, great new apps that are there on the start screen? Those modern UI apps. You want to block those apps. Now, if you see those, People Hub, People Tile, right, as you call it, games, right? You can install games, but when you come in your corporate environment, corporate policy should apply. So we have App Locker tool for that as well. Now, if you see the screenshot over here, I have the screenshot of whether app being blocked, being denied by App Locker, or if the app is not yet been installed, it will be prohibited from installing from the Windows Store as an example. Now you have another feature in the group policy that's coupled with Windows 8. You have allowed deployment operations in special profiles, basically allows users with special profiles to manage the package apps installed. Otherwise, they will be by default not able to change what is already installed. Now allow all trusted apps to install. This policy setting allows organization to run applications that have not been signed by Microsoft but has a valid trusted certificate that is provided by the corporate environment. So if you see the screenshot on the lower right hand side, you can see those are custom stock applications where I can control whether they need to be turned off in the corporate environment for a special profile, so that the end user productivity is not affected. Now, this is introducing Windows 8 Enterprise that you get as a part of software assurance under volume license. We discussed about Windows to Go, right? You get all the capabilities of Windows 8 Professional, plus the premium features designed to provide the mobile productivity, security, manageability, and virtualization needs of today's business. Number one feature here, right, is Windows to Go. Is a truly manageable corporate Windows 8 desktops on a bootable external USB stick. Now, this will allow IT organization to support the bring your own PC trend, and businesses can give contingent staff, those staffs who work remotely, or you pay them, those staffs, right, to work in your environment without compromising security. Next is direct access. It's a cool new feature of that has been there with Windows 7 and with Windows Server 2008 R2. You have improved in which you have improved in Windows 8. Now more on those. Direct access will be covered in the Windows 2012 sessions in the upcoming sessions, let's say. Next is branch cache. Next we have virtual VDI. Then we have spoken about app locker, right? Now, just to let you know, direct access allows remote users to seamlessly access resources inside a corporate network without having to launch separate VPN app, right? And helps IT administrators keep remote users' PC in the compliance. Now, what it does is when a user logs on, when a user connects to a corporate network, the user is checked for a lot of things, making sure he's updated, has the latest, patches, software updates, latest Windows updates, latest Defender updates, right? And all these. Now, and it can even be implemented with the existing IPv infrastructure. Now, branch cache allows users' PCs to cache files, websites, and other content from central servers to local branch offices. So bandwidth optimization is also taken care from over a WAN connection. Now, we discussed about app locker, right? Next is enterprise sideload Windows 8 apps. Now, why are we talking about this? Why? This is a cool new feature. Why is it cool new? We told that you're able to install apps from the Windows Store. That's great. What about my custom corporate app? I don't want that published in Windows Store, right? Like, let's say I'm a company, ABC Corporation, and I have my apps over there. I do not want the whole world to see that. I want the apps to be side-loaded on those devices, right? So side-loading of Windows 8 app is also provided. Now that's a new app deployment model. Now only domain-joined PCs and tablets running Windows 8 Enterprise will automatically be enabled to sideload internal Windows 8 apps. Now let's look at few of the features of MDOP. Right? Now Microsoft User Experience Virtualization. Now today's demo I'll not be covering into that. I'll be covering the demo on the personal front. Now what this does is it takes you to the next level. Now how does it take me to the next level? Right? With UEV, User Experience Virtualization, right? Which allows individuals in a corporate environment, right, to change their device or PC, laptop. Let's say I have a laptop, PC, and a Windows to Go device, right? In that case, UEV will help you roam your experience. Keep the same experience without reconfiguring application or settings in Windows. Currently, it's applicable for Windows 7 and as well as Windows 8, right? Now, how does this help you? Let's say that I have opened Word and made some changes to where my documents should be saved, how often it should be saved, auto-save, and I made the settings and close this application. Now, when I go to this, move from my laptop to a desktop, now there I want this to be, it should roam around with me. Now what happens is that you go ahead and do the same settings in today's environment. Now let's say you have got 4 devices and the device at home is also corporate joined. Then in that case, what do? You do on all 4 devices? No. Now with the Windows 8 User Experience Virtualization, we make sure that everything is transformed. Right from your Internet Explorer favorites, lock screen, desktop wallpaper, all your PC settings will roam around with you, including your application settings. Next is application virtualization. You're able to install application virtually from anywhere. Now you're roaming from PC to PC, right? And if you see those IT environments, let's say there are 100 PCs in a corporate environment, and Office is licensed only for few of the users, right? Then in that case, we can use application virtualization and target only those users who would require that particular application, rather than installing the licenses for all 100 PCs. Now Microsoft BitLocker administration and monitoring tool. Now you want to make sure BitLocker is a great feature on Windows 8 Pro and Windows 8 Enterprise. Now how do you make sure we have a management tool to take care of that? Right? We have MBAN for that. let's say those users who are not using BitLocker, we can enforce BitLocker using MBAM. Next, we have AGPM, we have Advanced Group Policy Management. And few of the users were asking questions on Dart, right? Dart is a new feature that will allow you to, restore your PC very quickly, right? Let's say you have PC that's not booting up, right? And your help desk technician is in, say, for example, in US, and you are in India. You have another office in US. Now, what you do is you just launch you can even integrate this into the operating system as a part of your Windows recovery image, or you can also have it on WDS server, either of the which ways you choose, or on a USB or on DVD. Now, you boot from a Dart recovery environment, DVD, USB, whatever the choice you have, boot from that, and by default, most of those options are disabled. Now you can take a remote connectivity, request for a remote connectivity, and the Dart help desk technician will give you a key, and you will be, he'll be able to take remote control of your PC while your PC is totally down. Now this is in an unbootable scenario. He can quickly diagnose, he can even format the PC, he can do anything that you can think of. It's a robust, 6 great robust tools in that. Sorry. Next is Windows to Go. We discussed that. Bring your own PC scenario, right? And this only with Windows to Go rights under software assurance, an employee will be able to use Windows to Go on any company PC licensed with software assurance, as well as from their home, right? So you don't have to carry those not so heavy laptops to home, right? Now additionally, through the new companion device license for software assurance, employee will be able to use Windows to Go on their personal devices at work. Now, Windows companion subscription, it allows you to, this is a subscription license. It's a part of, Windows as a part of software assurance, right? Now, what happens in this is that this will enable you to bring your own device, BYOD scenarios, right? Bring your own device and provide business more flexibility to run Windows across multiple devices for employees. The additional add-on is for the primary user of a Windows software assurance, Windows VDA, or Windows Intune licensed device, and grants the access a corporate desktop through VDI or Windows to Go up to 4 devices capable of leveraging these technologies. Right? Devices eligible for use from a licensing perspective include any types of personally owned devices as well as corporate owned non-x86 devices. So that's a great feature. So you can get your personal devices that you are comfortable into your environment and use Windows to Go on those devices. Now, with that, you also have the flexibility to, copy the data and have networking capabilities, so you can remote connect and copy the data to another network storage spaces, or even to your USB devices. Now let me know if you have any questions, so we'll pause here for 2 minutes, or I'll say we'll pause here for 5 minutes and we'll jump into demo. Okay, let's start. just going to share my desktop. So I hope you're able to see my desktop, right? And yes, I am running Windows 8 Enterprise, and I have Hyper-V, any client Hyper-V enabled on that. Okay, let's get started. Now the first thing about Windows 8, cool new feature, right? Let's look at one of the cool new features, the great one, right? And for this, I'll be using my own laptop. Can you see I've got tons? Let's hide my, let me hide my icons for a second, right? Now if you see this, this is my Windows 8 desktop. And can you see that I have a PC running in a, virtual environment? This is my, let's assume this is my, tablet PC or a laptop, and likewise, right? Now, I want the settings to roam around. This is a personalization feature which is included into Windows 8. Now, what I can do is, and I'll just show this demo and then we'll see how this magic happens, right? The first thing that you'll notice is, now the moment, let's take another wallpaper, right? Yep. Oh, this looks good, right? And I'm going to right click and set as desktop background on my host machine. Now once I do that, can you see? My host machine wallpaper has changed, but the synchronization to the client will take some time. Now as you would see this in a while that, my wallpaper will also transition across or sync across. So there it is. Now I have got the same wallpaper across it. Now how does this magic happen? This is the magic of sync feature available by default on all Windows 8 PC. So I want to give a demo, cool demo, and how do I do this? Now that not only holds good for wallpaper, I can even do it for lock screen, right? I can even do it for my Internet Explorer favorites. Now if you see my Internet Explorer favorites, let me enable my favorites bar, and you can see that how manage, publish, Microsoft Enterprise, Search Center. I've got shopping, India Times. Yes, this is my personal PC, and it's also my corporate PC. Now you can see here the apps have, the settings have roamed. Yes, it's the same Internet Explorer favorites that's there, and the same thing that is roaming around with me. All right. Now this is one other cool feature. Another one, all your settings roam around with you. Now how do I enable this feature? Now just to show this, I'll click on this start icon, go to change, or I can go to use the charms, right? Go to settings, go to change PC settings, and there I have a feature that is sync your settings. Can you see this? Sync your settings will allow me to sync personalization, colors, background, lock screen, your account picture, desktop personalization, passwords that you use on some specific sites, websites, network, or home group, ease of access, language preferences, application settings, browser settings like history, favorites, everything, like even including the file, mouse, and more, much more than that. Now, this was a quick demo to start with, and how we have reimagined Windows 8, right? Now let me go and show you the lock screen. Now we'll start with the lock screen. Now this is my PC in my virtual environment, and you can see all my friends and friends and family are there in this People Hub, and I can see my colleagues' birthdays today, and I can check my emails popping up, and I can see certain news, right? And apart from all these, and you can see my Internet Explorer favorites. That is, this Internet Explorer favorites is different from the one on the desktop, right? This is a Windows 8 app, Internet Explorer 10, sorry, right? Now let's go ahead and lock this screen. As soon as you lock the screen, right? Yes, I've used an app to, use Bing as my wallpaper. You would have seen a lot great differences. Now I can see my network connection is active. I know the time, what time it is right now. And it also shows me my personal calendar, right? It says my colleague Vikas Madan's birthday is today. I can even wish him. Things like that. So now you got that, the first feature, the first pillar of Windows 8 that we discussed today, that is get it all done, right? Where you don't have to compromise your experience and move along. Next, the moment I click, I am prompted with my, Hotmail ID, Hotmail address. Yes, I told that this is I've configured the system to have yes, you can log in with a Hotmail account or Microsoft account, right? Earlier, you would have to have a, local PC account or my local account. Now, and it also informs me a few things. My language setting is English. I can even I can even update and restart. And it says that your PC will restart in 2 days to finish installing important updates. So some critical information like this is also provided to you. Now this is a logon experience. You can even type in an alphanumeric password and get in. You can even configure a picture password for this. Once we log in, we'll look at those features. And if it is those cool new devices, right, those sleek devices, you also have a pin option for that, right? So let me enter my super secret password. You would have seen this eye icon over here. The moment I click this eye icon, it will reveal my password. Now let me remove my password, and I'll just show you, just type something on the keyboard. You're not able to see this. The moment I type this and click this, this is good for those people who just want to confirm whether they have typed the right password or they have some keyboard problems with them. Now this is really cool new feature that I would, really like it, right? Now let me enter my super secret password, and I'm not going to show that to you. So just give me a minute. I'm logging to my Microsoft account. Yes, it's logged in. Now, as soon as you log in, this is your start screen. Your start screen is bringing with information, right? I can see my latest email. I can see my updates, and I see it says that I got 11 emails. I'm messaging, and you can see my desktop wallpaper has roamed around with me, right? Cool things like this. I can even know that because my friend's birthday is today. I can open the messaging app and even wish him, right? That's what I've done, right? So what I've done today is just to show you, we'll come to that. Now just to let you know that this, you can even resize what you want, right? Now, and you can make it larger. This is simple. All sort of customization is available to you. And if you don't want this, tile to be, live, just turn it off, and it comes to the default People app. Now, once you enable it, these are some settings that most of you are aware of, just to keep everybody on the same page. I'm just showing you these features, right? These are pinned apps. This is my, pinned app for my finance, right? There are a lot of apps out there from the Windows Store, and you can even customize the tile, right? You can even move across, right? You can even hold your mouse, right? And move your, groupings from here there. You can right click, and you can even name a group. For example, I'd call this everyday apps, right? And then I can call this my my IE favorites, right? Just put my IE fav, and then I think I can name this. So let's say everyday PBS. Click name, and this one I can call it as cloud apps. Now, these are the way. Okay, I didn't click enter over there. No worries. Now you pretty much get an idea of how to group this, right? How to group the apps. Now, if you see with Windows 7, this was not possible, right? You get live information on your start screen. Now you can name your apps and you can decide which should come to the front and which should go back. You can even move the tile, you can resize the tile, and all those customization is possible. Next, I would want to walk you through a store, right? Now this is Windows Store, and once it launches, you'll see all those apps that are specific to my region, right? You can see those. Any of you would want to search for, a bride or a groom, you have the Bharat Matrimony app. Simple things like this. Now it is being localized. PVR cinemas. You can even book shows, right? You can even, or Shazam is also available. Lot of apps, Wikipedia, the Economic Times. So apps are the heart of Windows, right? Now, why are we concentrating on apps? Right? Now, one, it's easy to install. It's easy to manage. And the size of your apps is in KBs. Now, if you see in your desktop environment, if you were to install an app, it will make some registry entries here and there, or, a lot of other stuffs. And when you uninstall a desktop app, I would say, or Windows 7 app, what would happen is there'll be remnants in few areas in the file system. Whereas this, it's just in one area, it just gets uninstalled from that location, and the file size is very small. Now that's about that. Now if you go, let's go to the start screen, right? And let's come back to my desktop, because there's a lot more on my start screen. Okay, great. Just was confirming. So this is my desktop start screen. I have populated with a number of apps, right? There's an app for entertainment. There's an app for play. There's an app, right? I even don't cook, just eat it. There's an app for that also. These are tools, right? And these are demo apps. You see, Make My Trip, Reliance Mutual Fund. These are cool, great apps, right? Bangalore International Airport, so you want to check in your flight is arriving on time, or things like that. You want to make purchases from India Plaza. There's tons and tons of app out there. You got even apps localized. For example, this Manorama, that's a localized app. So there's a lot of apps outside there. Now, if I were to go and show you an enterprise app, this is how it would look like. Now, see, can you see the difference between how Windows 8 was reimagined from Windows 7? See, I can see now, it says that if you see a dynamic CRM app over here, it says, can you check the figures once more? It says the system says created a contract ago. And you can even see how the system is performing for an application, right? Now, this is an AdventureWorks is a fictitious organization. We can even see how they are performing, how is the planned value and the earned value right without opening the app. Right? Now, let's say it's pending 3 invoices. Now, let's take an action on that. Now, this is a simple dynamic app. See, now you can imagine the revenue that you can create out of this. Now, if it's a touch screen, it's even more wonderful. Right? Now, the moment I go on pending approvals, right? I get a lot of information around this. It says that Tricia Fajar says that I'll be out for 2 weeks. Click on her and you can see a different view of the application, right? She just contacted me. Now I can even start a conversation over here. I can even do a, video conversation right in between the app. Now I'm not if you have observed, I'm not moving from application to application. I'm all in the same app. Now, if you see in your desktop version, you would have used in Windows 7 a particular app, and for conversation, you'd use either link, as we are using in this for this presentation, and for video, you'd use something else. Or if it's a company policy, they would use even Skype as well. So a lot of information is brimming with activity over here, even without opening this app. This is a corporate app for Microsoft Dynamics, just to get your perspective of that. Now, how do I close an app? It's very simple. I just drag it down, I just hold it, drag it down, and let it go, and the app closes. Now, how do I know how many apps are open? Go to the left, and I can see my desktop is open, my store is also open. And I can even, show two apps side by side, right? Let's say, for example, let me go to my mail app, right? And what I'm going to do over here is, yes, I'm going to put it to the right-hand side. Now I'm just going to show you the flexibility that you have. Now, can you see this? I'm in total control, right? I can even see my personal app. I can even see my personal mail, even when I'm presenting. And I can even work on my Outlook, right? Outlook 2013. So I can even work on my business email as well as my personal email. I can even see how my personal email is, how am I receiving my personal email, things like this. So you can use side by side. This is a cool new way of doing things. You can think wide variety of scenarios like this. You can work and watch a video at the same time, things like this, right? We have an app for everything, right? And this is cool new ways to show you. And we also have the built-in legacy Windows 7 desktop app where I can run, say, Word, Excel, PowerPoint as an application over here, right? I still get that flexibility over here. So we not only have taken the goodness of Windows 7, we also incorporated into it. So all your desktop apps over there work very flawlessly on Windows 8. Right? Next, I did talk about Windows to Go. Now, how do I start? Okay, my colleague has pinged me saying, how are you? Are you busy at work? Right? So we can even ping him and tell him I'm busy delivering a demo. Right? So things like this is live over here for you. Now, just to go into the People app, what I've done today morning, I'll just show you that. I've just typed, Like, now this is his Facebook, right? Facebook, I knew his birthday just from the lock screen, and I can send him a message. Since I've already sent him a message, right? So let's go to the messaging app. The moment I click on that, you see here, I already wished him in the morning, right? Just about a morning, and he said that, okay, I just told him happy birthday and it's all done. So that's how I'm connected between work and work and life. Now let's do the same thing, right? Let's take my co-presenter, right? Let's say Deepak. Before that, let's share something with him, right? Let's say I'm going to open the Internet Explorer that's built in over here, right? I open this. Let's say this is an article that I would want to share with my colleague Deepak Maheshwari over here, right on the call, right? What I can do is I have new ways of sharing. I can even share it to a built-in app, OneNote. I can even send it via email. I can even share it with people. Now, the moment I click people, right, and it will load a preview of that message. Now, I'm a technical guy. I will really look into technical stuffs like this. I can even add a message, and I can click send, and I can invite people to this, right? Now, just to give you a perspective of this is a cool new way to share your application, right? And another way I would like to see is this charms. Charms are a cool new way to share. You want to search for an application wherever you are. This is a global search, so if you are in an Internet Explorer, it behaves that way. So if you are in, people, if you see I've typed Deepak, I was able to search Deepak using this share charm, right? I was able to share as well. I'm able to go to the start screen. I can also see my devices that I connected. I can see my printers. I can even print to that. I can even send to OneNote. I can even connect to a second screen, another a projector, right? And then I can even go to settings and do more customization. Since it's in Internet Explorer, it's giving me Internet Explorer options as a setting. Now, we talked about Windows to go, right? Let's type WTG and Windows to go. Let's see, Windows to go. Yep, this is now most of you would be wondering, how do I do that? Now, for this, what I need to do is I need to connect a compatible USB device that is available at my disposal, right? The moment I connect a compatible device, what happens after that, right? What is this way of doing, and there's another way of doing. You apply a Vim to a USB. There are a lot of TechNet articles with that. Now, the way when you create a Windows to go workspace, it walks you through the entire process. That means it will copy my settings. It will copy all the apps that is there on my desktop, everything, every settings of this, and transports it to the USB bootable device. So that's how to go about it. Next, I've given you a scenario that, I leave my laptop at home, take my Windows to go device, go home, and work on that. It's most of the times raining in Bangalore, just for the past couple of 1 month. And I don't want my laptop to get wet and, eventually the data being destroyed. Right? Even more the data is set on this one. It's a corporate laptop, and I would want to abide by that and not spoil the laptop. Now, in that case, Windows to go helps me with that. Now, apart from that, I would want to have my, settings roam with me. Now, how do I do that? Next feature that is called as, file history. Now, just to show you how it's being done, I just type file history, file history. Now, click on file history and it turns up. Right now, my 1 terabyte hard drive is disconnected. Yes, but if I have connected all my files in my library, that is all these files, documents, music, pictures, podcasts, SkyDrive, and videos, all will be copied to my external hard drive. And that's how you can sync. You can also you can have this in a corporate environment as well. Now, if I say file history, just to show you the settings, right? You can even restore personal settings as well with file history as well. You can even go to advanced features and tell how often to save, like every 1 hour, every 10 minutes, and things like this. And you can even, keep the size of the offline versions and things like that, right? So this is a cool new feature. So when I use a Windows to go device, when I go home, right, I have a PC over there, I can still get my access to my data since it's on an external drive. Now, you can even provision this for company networks, right? Let me see if my company has allowed me for that. Yes, it has, to see that, let's see. Okay, it's turned off here, right, as of now. For the purpose of this demo, I turned it off. But yes, you can provision your, say, file shares of your company. So all your data will be saved to that company file share. And we did talk about SkyDrive and SkyDrive Pro. This is SkyDrive Pro, which you get with Microsoft Office, and this is SkyDrive. Okay, now if I go to SkyDrive, and how am I syncing all this? Can you see this? On the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, right now my SkyDrive is syncing whatever settings, whatever images I've stored over here. right? You can see this when I hover the mouse over that, uploading 934.3 MB out of 1.2 GB. Now this is an app, right, that is uploading all the data from me. Now, talking about SkyDrive, let's get into, the SkyDrive app itself. Now, when you go to the SkyDrive, right, so these are the apps, right? And if I go inside this, it'll even show, okay, it says it's empty for now, but can you see those, documents getting populated, pictures getting populated. I've even put my mobile uploads, right? I've taken a picture of that. A lot of things. I've even got information about, Windows Active Directory stored on the SkyDrive, right? And all these, and any projects that I'm working is also stored over here. My OneNote projects are stored on the SkyDrive. And this is how you can work across your desktop PC. You can even view those, and you can view those documents on your Windows Phone and on your laptop. Now, if you go to the online version of the SkyDrive, you can even connect your remote PCs as well. Now, how do I do that? Now, when I go to the picture app over here, it's integrated with SkyDrive. Can you see here? This is my pictures library on my local desktop. This is my SkyDrive. This is from my Facebook, and this is from my Windows 7. My another PC is offline for now, but you can see the possibility that you get over here with SkyDrive integration. Right? Now, search is an important feature in Windows 7, in Windows 8, right? Now, let's take an example. I just type Bangalore. Now, there is no results for Bangalore in apps, right? There is no results in settings, definitely. And of course, there are some few files that has got Bangalore. See, it even goes to my document, inside my document and searches for the word Bangalore. Now, that's flexibility. So if I go to the store app, it'll go search for something named by Bangalore. Can you see that Bangalore International Airport is pulling up? Bangalore is also there. If I go to the mail app, so what I'm trying to say is that, I've just typed the word Bangalore and I'm able to move from application to application just to search about that. So if I go to Wikipedia, it gives me information about Bangalore. If I go to, say, Bing, it'll also show me, it's a city in Karnataka and important information like that. Now, same things. You can even move across this and, search across that. Now, this was an introduction. Now, let's go to our demo. That is just on the personal front. Can you see this? I've even connected to my another device that's running. That's my desktop PC, right? And just to show you that, this is my domain controller, just to the purpose of this demo. I have my domain controller over here. I have my application server over here, which is configured as a remote desktop services, and I have publish view application over here. Now, why are we showing remote desktop services in a Windows 8 session? Now, just to show you how 3D functionality is greatly improved in Windows. So, in Windows 8. Now, you can see this. This is the traditional name for remote desktop services, terminal services. Now, I have configured this app, app server to be a connection broker, session host, and a web access. Let's see it from a Windows 8 experience. Can you see this application? Now, once I launch this application, it'll get connected to that and run that from my remote app. Yes, this is a remote app application, right? Can you see this? Yep, and it is to that remote app application. I can connect it and then use that application as such. Now, there are a lot of capabilities within that. You can even move the application here and there, right? You can even pan and zoom. So you see that we have improved the remote desktop experience to a greater extent with the inclusion of Windows 8. Right? And a lot of other cool features that we can spend day in and day out, right, on Windows 8. And I can move from, in fact, we have pretty not much covered all the features, but there are, if you couple with MDOP, I can show you a demo on Dart. I can show you a demo on direct access. A lot of demos. So let's get back to the presentation, right? So let's come back. So let's come back to the slide. So we saw the great new features of Windows 8 coupled with few of the, one of the enterprise scenarios. So right now we'll pause here for any questions and we'll take them right now.
Okay, thanks Ashokan. So thanks for sharing the demonstration and presenting the Windows 8. So I think we are done with today's presentation and demonstration. So we would highly appreciate, in case if you guys have any question, feel free to post it. So you have the chat window where you can just type in your questions. And we'll be sharing this presentation along with the recording with IMCP And you can also join the IMCP page, the Facebook page, because we will be sharing and conducting more sessions on Windows Server 2012 and private cloud. Okay, thanks a lot for your feedback. And let me quickly also have a poll to understand your feedback about the session. So I'm going to bring a poll where you could also provide your feedback and help me understand, like, how was the session? Thank you. Thank you for providing this feedback. Okay, good. I'll just keep it for a few more seconds. So, yes, please provide your feedback. Thank you. So, as I said, like, we'll be sharing these information with IMCP, and we'll have more sessions around Windows Server 2012 and some of the other cool capabilities of Windows 8 and Windows Server 2012. So we'll keep you updated about our upcoming sessions. Okay, thanks a lot.